The watchover sensor can be installed on any wall so long as it is placed in a position where the whole bed can be monitored from the device. However, please ensure that there is no sunlight shining into the observed area and that there is no furniture between the sensor and the bed. The sensor can be easily installed by mounting a bracket on a wall and sliding the sensor body into it from above. It takes 3 minutes for the watchover sensor to warm up after turning the power on. Any change in settings or other operations cannot be carried out during that time. To change a sensor name, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. Tap the name of the sensor shown at the top of the menu and change the sensor name. Tapping the Configuration button saves the changed settings. To configure the observed area, tap the eye icon. Tap Observed Area Settings. A message appears. Tap OK. Tap 2 points on the screen. Tap the bed plane's center line for the first point, which indicates the height of the observed area. Tap the second point on the center line so that the center of the bed is the midpoint between the 2 tapped points. Check the observed area that you have just configured. Not only check it from above, but also rotate the image to check from the side. If you are unable to configure the observed area correctly 3 times, try changing the method for specifying the bed position to the 5 points way. Tap the eye icon and proceed to Sensor Settings. Tap Advanced Setting and change the method to specify the bed position from the 2 points way to the 5 points way. Return to the previous screen and tap Configuration to save the change. From here, you can follow the procedures for configuring the observed area. Tap the eye icon. Tap Observed Area Settings. A message appears. Tap OK. The first point tapped at the head of the bed will determine the height of the area. Tap the bed plane's center line for the first point, as in the 2 points way. Tap the second point on the center line so that the center of the bed is the midpoint between the 2 tapped points. Tap OK, and then tap 3 points on the floor or the bed. Make sure that the 3 points tapped form an L shape. Doing so completes the configuration. Check the observed area that you have configured. Not only check it from above, but also rotate the image to check from the side. To change the margin settings, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. The width and height margin settings appear. The box-shaped observed area surrounding the person on the bed will be formed with the width and the height margin value being added to the body size. The size of the box can be changed by changing the margin values. Tapping the Configuration button saves the changed settings. The observed area setting can be configured with manually fixed values. Tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. Change the observed area setting from auto to manual. Doing so will allow you to configure the fixed width, height, and depth values. Enter the desired values. Tapping the Configuration button saves the changed settings. You can disable each type of detection depending on your needs. To enable or disable each type of detection, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. Scroll down and select Enable or Disable for each type of detection. Tap Configuration to save the changes. To change the detection time settings, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. Scroll down, select and change the detection time for each type of detection. Tap Configuration to save the changes. To display watchover sensors by group, configure the group settings for the watchover sensor. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Observed Area Time Settings. Scroll down and select the group name that you want the sensor to be classified under. Tap Configuration to save the change. Next, to set up groups to be displayed on the watchover monitor, tap the Device Information button. Tap Monitor Settings. In the Group to Display, select the sensor group that you want to display on the watchover monitor. Go back to the menu and tap Close. Now only sensors in the selected sensor group are displayed. To change the notification sound, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Tap Advanced Setting. Scroll down to the very bottom of the page for the notification sound settings. Change the notification sound for each type of detection as you like. Tap Configuration to save the changes. To change the color of the silhouette image, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor Settings. Next, tap Advanced Setting. Scroll down. Select Color of Silhouette Outline and select the image color you want to use. Tap Configuration to save the change. To check on a care recipient with his or her silhouette image, tap the relevant sensor in the sensor list. You can see the three-dimensional image by tapping 3D. You can switch back to the silhouette image by tapping Silhouette. Tap the Start Observation button to start observing the care recipient. The display switches to a 3D image when observation starts. Tapping Rotation enables you to rotate the 3D image. Tapping Move enables you to move the 3D image up, down, left, or right. You can check the observed area in this way. When you finish the observation, tap End Observation. To display only those sensors that detect events in the sensor list, tap Show Alarm Only. If a sensor detects an event, only the sensor sounding the notification is shown in the sensor list. When you receive a notification, you can tap this icon and temporarily turn off the notification sound. If you are going to deal with the event that was detected for the care recipient, tap the Responding Operation button. Please note that any notifications that follow are temporarily suspended while the Responding Operation button is activated. Once you have finished responding to the recipient, tap the Responding Operation button again and reactivate notification. To check the sensor history and the recorded silhouette images, tap the eye icon. Tap Sensor History Display. Scroll down and then tap the detected event that you want to check. Doing so will allow you to check the silhouette image of the detected event. To turn the power of the watchover sensor off, tap the eye icon. Tap Power Off at the bottom of the operation list. A message appears. Tap OK. Once the Preparing to Power Off message in the sensor status changes to Ready to Power Off, unplug the AC adapter. The following are responses to take for some sensor status errors. If the sensor malfunction icon is displayed, contact your nearest distributor and request an inspection and repair. If the displacement icon is displayed, check the angle of the sensor body and the position of the bed, and then reconfigure the observed area setting. If the observed area error icon is displayed, end observation and restart observation. If this operation does not improve the situation, start observation after performing an environment check. Perform an environment check if a false detection has occurred or if the furniture around the bed has been moved. Tap the eye icon. Tap Environment Check. Make sure that there is no one on the bed. Tap OK. Then tap Configuration. If the watchover sensor cannot be connected to a wireless network with the WPS button, connect the sensor and a computer directly with an Ethernet cable to configure the network settings.